everyone. I'm really excited to have my first interview for 2021 racing season. We have the privilege of talking with and getting to know Erika Bucksbee. She's Miss OCFS 2021. So we're going to get to know her personally, get to know her involvement in racing, her involvement in pageants, and what her plans are for the 2021 season. So Erika, thank you for having this interview with me today. We're going to be using information from this interview for the Race Pro Weekly article, as well as hopefully my first podcast, my first video on racing. So Erika, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Erika. I am from Otisville, New York. I am 29. I'm a mom of 2. I have a daughter. She's 4. She'll be 5 in August. I have a son. He's 1.5 years. He'll be 2 in June. I am married.
Note that, fellas, she is married.
Married.
She's waving at it.
I have been going racing at Middletown since I was 7. I hopped around a little bit. I started going to Accord as well. In between there, but Orange County's always been my home. That's where I got my start. Yeah.
So now, Erika, when you went to the races, what were you doing at the races at 7?
Sitting in the grandstands with my mom while my dad was in the pits crewing with the farriers, County Farrier.
Okay, cool. And did you get involved beyond just being a fan at that point, or were you pretty much in the stands with your mom growing up?
I was in the stands with my mom until I was about 13. Once I turned 13, I was allowed to go in the pits. My family felt I was old enough I could go in the pits. And then I started doing lineups. I started doing order of events and stuff like that.
So I guess it's fair to say it started in the stands and then it kind of rolled into the pits. So your involvement at that point at 13, you were in the pits working with a crew. What were you doing with the crew or for the crew?
I would do the lineups. I would go down to the lineup board and I would write everything down in a notebook. And that way everybody knew what they were doing all night. I would write down the heat race orders, the feature orders. I would write down their heat races, who was in their heat race with them, where they were starting, all that stuff.
Excellent. So what is a standout moment or memory for you in racing? If you were to look back on those years in racing, what's a standout memory or race or just a moment? Because we all have that standout that you're like, wow. I mean, for me, it was Eastern States weekend, driver introductions with the modifieds, and I had a little 6-year-old I was carrying out that met Perego. What would be a standout moment for you in your racing experiences?
My most memorable moment, I have to say, okay, so other than being Miss OCFS 2021, I was Miss Accord Speedway for, I want to say maybe 4 or 5 consecutive seasons. My very first night as Miss Accord, we had Scott Farrier and Kenny Farrier both won their feature races on my very first night. So my first night in Victory Lane got to be with both my drivers from my team for both divisions, and I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome when it's someone that you have that personal relationship or connection to. You wind up being in Victory Lane to take pictures. It's pretty cool. That actually rolls
like family to me, so that was really awesome.
And I think we would both agree, because we've been chatting a lot since the pageant started, that part of the biggest piece with this is the family piece. And we're gonna probably get a chance to talk about that in a little bit. But actually, your experience at Accord rather transitions into our next question. How long have you been involved with pageants?
Okay, so I started pageants. I was 16, and I actually competed for it. It was Miss Middletown Motorsports. Miss OCFS was Miss Middletown Motorsports back in the day.
Correct.
So when I turned 16, because back then you were allowed to compete at 16, I started then. So I did Miss Middletown Motorsports at 16. And then I got best personality that year. And it's gone from there. When I turned 18, I started Miss Motorsports. I competed for Miss Motorsports. I did that, I want to say 4 or 5 times. And I've done the Miss Accord thing. Miss Accord, there was no competition for Miss Accord. They just kind of asked me from being a regular there every week. But
so really then, I mean, if I'm doing the math correctly, you've been involved with some types of pageants for about 16 years, which is a long time.
Yeah. Yep. So, and I have signed up. I signed up for Miss Speed Sport 2020, but COVID killed that one. COVID didn't allow that one to happen.
Yeah, I know COVID killed 2020 for Orange County. I know you've done the Orange County pageant before. I know I had the pleasure of doing it with you in 2018. You were actually my first runner-up. So we have pictures of us on stage together, which is kind of neat. You also did it in 2017. 2019, you were in hiatus. You took off. 2020, we didn't have a pageant because of COVID. So what made you decide like 2021 is the year? I'm going to do it this year and go for it.
2017, I finished 3rd. 2018, I finished 2nd. So 2019, I had to take a hiatus. I was very pregnant with my son in 2019. So there was no getting up there then. So 2021, I was like, I got a 3rd, I got a 2nd, can only go up from there. So why don't I give it another try? I've been trying since I was 16. It's been a goal of mine. It's been a dream of mine to do this. It's my home track. And sooner or later, I was bound. I was determined. Bound and determined. I was going to get it.
That is like a really great positive attitude, because stuff like this, pageants, and people don't realize, and that's part of the reason I'm doing some of these vlogs and interviews, is they don't get that inside look. It's not a one-shot deal. You do it, you win.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. So a lot of people don't realize the first time you do a pageant, you may not even place in the top 3. You may not. It's a learning experience. So I'm glad
I have gotten more honorable mentions in pageants than I would care to say. I've been Miss Congeniality. I've gotten all the superlatives out there that you can think of. You just got to keep going. Just got to keep trying. If you want it, don't give up on it.
And I think the one standout element, because I also had the pleasure of not only coordinating it, but I was one of the judges. The one standout element that came across in all your entries is you prepared. You were really, really ready for it. You were professional. You were made up. You were knowledgeable. And I think that was a real standout element. So what really goes into preparing for something like that? You can't just get out there and take the video, or just go out there and walk on the stage and just come home, crowned the queen, so to speak.
No, it's a lot of work. And believe it or not, out of all the competitions that I've done in person, I think virtually was one of the hardest pageants that I've done, because when you're on stage and you're competing, you're up there, you're up, you're down, and that's it. Virtually, you're making the videos yourself, and you're actually watching yourself, and you're like, and you are sometimes when you are your own worst critic. So it's not always easy. A lot of stuff goes into making sure. There's the tanning, there's the hair, there's the makeup, you got the right outfit, the perfect outfit. There's a lot that goes into. It's not just going in your closet and saying, "Oh, this works. Like, I'll wear this." Like, there's a lot of thought process. It's a lot.
Yeah, and you definitely did a real fantastic job of that, and that showed tremendously your care in that, and your desire to do well. And like you said, I started 3rd, I went to 2nd, and I can only go up from there. And I'm just, for anyone out there that's done a pageant and has not placed, I hope you think about that and have that really great attitude to improve, to constantly improve.
Keep going. It took me 16 years, but I finally got it.
So I think, Erika, too, you'll be a great role model for any girls that are new to that or starting out. They can see that it is a process. It is a learning experience like anything in life. Just like a driver is not necessarily going to go out the first time in the big block race and win. He might drive for a couple years, or she might drive for a couple years before they even come in place within the top 3.
Yeah.
Fantastic. What is your current involvement with the driver or team, and how are you actively involved with that driver or team?
Right now, currently, I am involved with Brad Rotop. He races a 358 at Middletown. My husband is his crew chief. And then I also still with the farriers. I have been racing with them since I can remember. I don't remember racing with anybody else. They're my guys. I still do their lineups. I make sure everybody's present and accounted for, knows where they're going and where they're supposed to be, when they got to get in their car. I make sure everybody's eating and staying hydrated properly, because that's very important on a Saturday night, at least staying hydrated.
Yeah, so it sounds like not only are you busy probably with your own kids at times, but you're making sure you're making sure that crew is being taken care of too.
Yeah, I make sure, the helmets are clean. I make sure they know what they're doing. Like I am first and foremost, I'm their crew girl. I have been with them since forever.
Let's see here. What are you most looking forward to for tomorrow's race? Because this is, I guess we could say this is like race eve. Like race eve is tonight because tomorrow's our first race. What are you looking forward to at tomorrow's race and during the season?
I'm so excited that we're actually going to have fans in the stands. It was such a long 2020 with no fans in the stands. It broke my heart every week to see everything so empty, because without you fans, we don't have a sport. We don't have it. That you guys keep us going, and I'm looking forward to just all the invaders, seeing all my hometown heroes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to get back.
Have you seen all, and I know you have seen because you're sharing them on your Facebook and Instagram for Miss OCFS 2021, but all the invaders that are coming in. We have Britain coming in. We have Williamson coming in, and then we have our hometown favorites. We have Prego will be there. The Higbees will be there. It's going to be a great race. So if you don't have tickets to that, get them now, because they're limited capacity and this is not the race to miss. Plus, it's going to be your first appearance. So everyone will get a chance to get to meet you, which is great.
There.
So on the note of making appearances and whatnot, what is the life of a trophy girl like during a race day? What are some of the expectations that people are going to have of Ms. OCFS 2021? And what are you planning to do at the track this year?
Well, before we get to the races, it's a matter of figuring out what I'm going to wear, where I'm going to be, what the weather's going to be like. If I need to bring my 1002 blankets that I always bring with me on race day, because it's always chilly, just a little bit. I'm looking forward to being there, being a positive role model. It's very important for the trophy girls. Not only do you have girls that might want to be in the pageant, might want to do that watching you, you have the little girls and the little children watching you at all times. They're looking up at you. They see you, they want to be you. They want to see you. It's very important to be a positive role model and walk around and conduct yourself in a positive manner.
So I guess it'd be fair to say fun, but yet professional for a trophy girl is really important.
Definitely.
And you have to have, whether people believe it or not, you have to have that certain appearance and look for victory lane. You don't want to be out there in a big oversized t-shirt and a pair of leggings. You have to have, I know we were talking, chit-chatting, you have a beautiful outfit that you're going to wear on victory lane. We're not giving it away, people, because we're saving it for victory lane. Talking about accessories. So you have to have that appearance of victory lane, because you're going to be out there with someone that's going to win $5,000 at the end of the night. The first place is $5,000. So, I mean, these guys and girls are going to be pushing really hard for that. So what are you thinking about implementing during the season? I know each trophy girl has traditions. I started the tradition of riding in the pace truck. and doing stuff with the kids like tattoos and candy and taking pictures and doing crazy stuff in the pits. Like we did the Kiki dance at one point just to have fun with the drivers because they need to kind of just relax. What are some of the things you're thinking of possibly doing this season at Orange County to really put things out in a positive, fun environment?
You know, that's a good question that, if I'm being 100% honest, I haven't really come up with a set answer for that question yet. I was hoping, I don't know, my passion is working with children. I've worked in an elementary school my whole life. I've worked for BOCES. I was a para with BOCES, you know, things like that. Children are, I love kids. So I'm hoping Kids Club comes back and maybe we can work on some things, getting some fun things, Kids Club to come back, you know.
I mean, I can say the no to Kids Club, and I'm sure he won't mind. Brett Hearn, who you had the opportunity to meet during your Talking Dirty. I mean, I've had the opportunity to be in Victory Lane with him back in 2018. We were planning on doing a kids club last year, but COVID shut everything down. And he had some really kind words to say about me during your interview, which I appreciate. And I sent him a text just to say thank you. And I said to him, you know, maybe we could get something up and running with kids club. So he said, let's see how in-person goes. So that would be something fantastic that I'm looking forward to do, that we could work on together, because I know the kids would be super excited and want to take their picture with you and meet you. So that would be fantastic. I think we'd have a lot of fun with that, both being from an education background too.
I would love that.
Yes. So is there anything else you would like to share with the fans in the article and or our interview, either about you or racing or something special you're looking forward to this season?
Yeah, I just get your tickets. Seating is, we are allowed to have people back. We are having fans in the stands, and if you love racing as much as I do, come see me. I would love to see you. Come say hi. Get your tickets and come say hi. I will be there every weekend. Don't be shy.
Fantastic. Well, Erika, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. I will see you tomorrow. And just so everyone knows, the pit gates open at 3:00 on Saturday. Not quite sure about the grandstands. I didn't see that, or the drive-in. Hot laps are 6:00. Racing starts at 7. And Erika is actually going to have her first photo shoot tomorrow with Gabby Gallo, who was Little Miss 2014, is going to be doing Erika's first photo shoot. So look for that. But definitely, like she said, she's a very warm, friendly, and personable person. So please go say hello, get a picture taken. She definitely wants to meet the fans and get to know you. So thank you so much, Erika. I appreciate it.
Thank you.